Hello guys, welcome to this video. So in this video, we will set up a Guacamole server in our AWS environment, and we'll set it up for SAML integration, and then we will integrate it with the Microsoft Azure Entra ID. So to do that, first and foremost, we will create a instance here. So let me give it a name. Guacamole server and Ubuntu. I will use 24.04 for this one. Instance type, let me change it to T2 small. I'll select my key pair. Network settings. Okay, so we'll allow SSH traffic from anywhere, of course, but along with that, we'll also allow HTTP and HTTPS traffic. So we'll be using nginx as a reverse proxy to make our Guacamole instance secure. And along with that, we'll also need to allow 81 port. So 81 port will be used by our nginx proxy manager. So that makes nginx deployment like a breeze. So let me say 81, and then here I'll say N, right? So we should be good at that part. And subnet, I would like to go for a specific one. Okay, that's it. We should be good on this step. Let me click on launch instance. So this will take a moment of getting ready. Our server should be ready by this time. So let's go to our instances. And let me just refresh it once. So Guacamole server is still getting initializing. Okay, so let me map it to the elastic IP that I have. So I already have an elastic IP that I'll map with my Guacamole. So please keep in mind that if you want to use nginx proxy manager and you want to host Guacamole on a public server, right? You need to assign it a public IP address as well as host a record for this one. I have already hosted a record for guc.securityfocal.com. That is my domain. So here, let me choose my instance Guacamole server, and I'll say associate. So our server should be up by the time. Let's do a quick putty, and I've already mapped it with my public IP address, so I should be able to connect. Okay, and I'm inside my server. So first step will be to update this server. Sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade -y. So give it a moment. Once it's upgraded, we'll install Docker on this one. So I have put the step-by-step instructions also in my GitHub repository, and I will leave a link to my GitHub repository in the description section. So first we will be deploying the Docker. So there's a very good article by Docker itself. So we'll be using this one. So first we will add Docker's official JPG key. So okay, sudo apt get update. Then we install CS certificate and curl. And links. Okay. Okay. Command. Okay, and then we'll add this repository to apt sources. So that's okay. Sudo apt get update. Okay. Now we need to install the Docker, and I'll be using the latest version. So we'll just put the command here. And once the Docker is installed, right, we can use this command to test if our installation is successful. Okay. So let's check over if our installation is successful, and it's actually pulling it. Yes, so our installation is working correctly. So we've deployed Docker and Docker Compose here. Next, you can refer to this README file. So we are currently into this home Ubuntu directory. Next, we'll create a directory here by the name of Guacamole hyphen setup, and we'll go into that directory, and then we'll create the env file and docker compose YML file. So let me just copy this file, and I'll say vi docker compose YML, and I'll just paste this content here. We'll also make some changes here. So wherever SAML is written, right, we'll initially commit that line unless we are done with the SAML configuration that we'll be doing shortly. Okay. Okay, so that's it. Only SAML lines are commented here. And I can do colon WQ. Okay, colon WQ. And then we'll create a .env file. And you can just paste the content of .env file here. So let me do WQ. Okay, now we'll initiate our Docker. So I'll say Docker compose up -d. Okay, I think we missed a step. We want to run uh, Docker without the administrative permissions, right? So to do that, we just need to use this command sudo usermod eg docker user. Let's do that right away. And we need to log off and log in. So I'll just duplicate this session and I'll exit from this one. Okay, and we'll go to the same directory that says Guacamole setup, and we'll do docker compose -d. Okay, so it's pulling the images, so that is good. Give it a moment, and then next we'll initialize the Guacamole database. So to do that, first we'll install MySQL client in the MariaDB container. So let's just docker exec Guacamole. Okay, let it pull the images. Okay, one is pulled. Okay, so yeah, it has started the containers, right? So we'll connect to the Guacamole, sorry, it's Guacamole underscore DB container. Okay, and we'll install the SQL client there. So to do that, first we'll say apt get update. Sorry, I need to make some changes here. So I will do that. Okay, so MySQL client, and then we need to exit this container. So MySQL client is deployed. And now what we will do here is we'll initiate the database using the script. So, okay, for Guacamole containers, so yes, okay. And then we'll use the other one for our MariaDB container. Okay. Oh, did I pasted it twice? Sorry. But that happens. Yes. Okay. So, oh, sorry, I need to change the password. So this root password you have to change to MariaDB root password, and that will be right in our env file. So I've said it as Guacamole root password -p. You leave it there, right? Don't remove -p. Guacamole root password. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So our database is initialized, right? So which is pretty good. As the next step, we'll be downloading and placing the SAML jar file in the correct directory. So to do that, first we'll download this Guacamole auth SSO 155tar.gz because our file is inside this encrypted file. We're actually looking for this auth SSO SAML 155 jar file. Okay, so let me just copy this one and I'll paste this. Okay, now we will decrypt this file. Okay, and then we'll create a directory by the name of extension. It doesn't get created automatically in case of our container. So let me just create the directory and I'll move basically this file guacamole auth SSO SAML 155.jar into the extensions directory. So to do that, okay, I'll just paste this command. Perfect. So we are good with these steps. Now we need to Docker compose. We need to relaunch the Docker. So I'll say Docker compose down. Okay, next we have to do Docker compose up and then -d. Okay. So our Docker containers are up. Okay, so let's see if we are able to access our nginx server on 81 port. So you can look for the public IP address that we're looking for 65.0.171.3. So I'll say 65.0.171.3:81. So, and I'm inside. So let me put my email ID here. Okay, and it will force me to change the password. So default password is change me. I'll change it to something. Okay. Now I'll go to proxy hosts and we'll create a proxy host for gup.securityfocal.com. So let me just put it here. Team HTTPS forward host name. So here I can put the private IP address of my Guacamole instance. Okay, this is my current instance. So 172.31.4.186. And our port for Guacamole will be 8080. And you need to enable WebSocket support. So keep it in mind because it uses WebSockets. And in the SSL certificate, I'll request a new SSL certificate. Ports SSL and I'll enable HTTP2 support. Okay, please keep in mind that before you do that, right, you should have a valid A record pointing to your FQDN. Otherwise, this step will fail. Let's just save it here. Okay, so our step is successful, which means our Guacamole should be accessible now. So let's see if I do guac.securityfocal.com and you need to append it by /guacamole. So that is the URL with HTTPS. Okay, guac.securityfocal.com/guacamole. It's not opening. Let me try in a new incognito window. Oh, it's still giving me pet gateway. Okay. Okay, so that error is coming primarily because here by mistake we have mentioned HTTPS instead of HTTP. So you have to select the schema as the HTTP and not HTTPS. Okay, let me save it. Now let's see if we are able to access our Guacamole server and yes. So Guacamole default username and password is guacadmin. So let's just log in here. Okay. So what I'll do here is I'll go to settings and I'll create a administrative user here. So when I will use my SAML login, right, this user will be able to create and manage the roles and permissions. So name, I'll say Kumar at Indo-Pacific affairs.com. Pacific affairs.com. Yeah, good. Okay. Then yes, mention I leave blank, role I'll leave blank. And in the permissions, right, I'll give it full administrative permissions. It can create new users, new connections, connection groups, and so on. And I'll click on save. Okay, so our user is created. So let me log out from here. And we'll take care of the integration part. So to do that, I will go to my enterprise applications in my Entra ID. I'll say I want to create a new application, and here I'll name it as Guacamole SAML or something similar. Okay, integrate any non-gallery application. And let's go to our env file, clear, vi dot env. And these are the values that we have to fill it with. So we'll do one by one. But before we do that, we'll just assign a couple of users and groups here. I'll say user and group, add user and group. And here, let me select a couple of users. I'll say Kumar at indopacificaffairs.com, select. And then maybe I can select another user, say Amanda. Okay, Amanda Sharma. Okay. And I'll say assign. So you need to assign the users who should be able to use Guacamole using this option. And then I'll go to single sign-on, SAML, and here we'll do the configuration. So in the entity ID, right, you have to add as HTTPS and then your FQDN. So my FQDN is guac.securityfocal.com. So I'll just put it here. And here in the reply URL, right, you have to append it with slash Guacamole. And I'll say save. So our configuration from Azure AD side is almost done. What we need is now we need few URLs here. So one, we need the federation metadata URL, right? So this URL we'll put in the env file. So here, let me paste the federation metadata URL. SAML entity ID. Now entity ID will be the one that we put in our Entra ID. So that's guac.securityfocal.com for me. So I'll just copy it and I'll just paste it here. And here, right? Callback URL. So callback URL will be the same as ACS URL. So I'll just copy this value and we'll paste it here. Okay, so that should be it. So let's save it and say Docker compose down. And then I will start it Docker compose up -d. Okay, so I think we missed one change. So we also need to go to Docker compose file and we need to uncomment the SAML options here, right? Okay, so let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, these three I'll leave as commented. We don't need these options, so that's absolutely fine. You should also leave it uncommented, commented, unless of course you want to use them for some purpose. I'll say colon WQ, sorry, colon WQ. Oh, sorry. I think I need to place them at the right place because Docker is very finicky about the spaces, the characters. So yeah, we should be good now. WQ, and then I'll do Docker compose down to restart Docker, and we'll do Docker compose up -b. Okay, so let's see if we are able to log in into our Guacamole using um, the Entra ID credentials. So I'll say securityfocal.com/Guacamole. Docker might still be coming up. Okay. Okay, it's redirecting to our Entra ID. Let me put my credentials here. Kumar at Indo-Pacific-Affairs.com and put my password. No, don't stay signed in. And yeah, so I'm inside my Cucumole server and I should have the administrative permission. So I can go to settings and here you can see I can create users, I can create groups, connections, and so on and so forth. So our integration looks good. Let me know if you face any issues. So you can mention it in the comment section and I'll try to respond them as soon as I can. So before you leave, I would request you to please like to our channel and subscribe to our channel and also press the bell icon so that you get the notification. So that's it for this video. Thanks a lot and we'll see you soon.